Ann McKay, and this is part of our Pivot and Soar series. We are interviewing trailblazers who have pivoted away from their former career to another venture by creating a business. Our guest today is Chantal Munanayire. Chantal, you have a unique position. You are the facilitator for Rwanda businesswomen for the Institute for Economic Empowerment of Women. So tell us a little bit about the program and then talk about your role in helping women entrepreneurs.
Thank you for having me, McKen. I'm happy to be with you in this podcasting. Yes, this program of PTB is a business training program. We teach women entrepreneurship, and we have other components. We teach women, yes, in country training, and we have leadership development in USA, and we have paid forward in Rwanda. When they graduate from USA, they go back and they have the mandate to pay forward to other communities or other fellow women in Rwanda who are in the business. My role is to facilitate them, teach the materials using Northwood University curriculum, and also facilitate them when they graduate in country training, to facilitate them get their US entry visas, fly with them to USA, attend with them the leadership development program in USA, and also go back again to my country. And when we reach there, I facilitate or I help them to join the alumni association I have created in Rwanda, so that they get the platform to pay forward, and also to help them grow with the other fellow members of Peace Through Business Alumni Association members by networking with them, doing business, try to do business with them, and also try to do advocacy in case they have any issues related to government policies. As someone who is who has a voice in some of Rwandan government institutions, I do advocacy. If they have any issues, I try to raise their voice on their behalf and see if they can change something. So that means I try to be the change maker for their businesses here.
Now, you and I have known each other a couple of years, and if I remember right, you went through the genocide back in what, the 90s?
1994.
And that was a horrible time for Rwanda and a horrible time for the citizens of Rwanda, because there was a terrible person that came in and took over. Does that have anything to do with why you decided to take on this role?
Yes, that has motivated a lot for me to feel there's a gap to fill, there's a play I have to roll after the genocide, because we have lost many lives during the genocide, and being the survivor of the genocide, I felt it's my primary role to give to participate in the development of the country. The country was rebirthing again, and I felt like I need the country need my contribution, so that I help the development, and also to fill that gap. Women were not many in business, and some of their businesses, those who survived, have been affected by the genocide. So to recover and to restart again, I felt like I need to play my role and facilitate those women who need business skills, because they were just young generations, or those who have been survived, who are not in business and who couldn't get jobs in the in the government or in any other institutions, who decided to start their business, but they didn't know how to start, how to run their business successfully. So after attending the training program, I felt like, oh my God, if it has helped me, it can help also others. I can help others also to learn and run their business successfully and be financially independent. So not depending on the government or depending on the families, all those people they didn't even know or didn't have. But by helping them to be their own bosses, to own their own businesses and run it successfully. So that was also my prime role, to be engaged and be involved in this sort of being the facilitator of Peace Through Business program.
And the government has changed their attitude a lot. And if I remember you telling me that they are much more supportive of women going into business. Is that true still today?
Yes, yes, it is still happening despite this COVID pandemic, which has destroyed many things. But the government set up the resources and funds to help those women in business. But the funding was accessible, but the business skills was lacking, still lacking, because we still have a big number to empower in terms of empowering them financially. But that's how I was motivated to join the program, and also to be part of the program, to start to continue the continuation of trainings to help those women. The government is trying to help or try to boost their business, especially those who have been affected by the genocide or those who have been affected by other related issues of the country, which was rebirthing again.
So leaning on your experience, not just thinking about women in Rwanda, but women all over the world, really, what advice would you have for someone thinking of quitting their job and starting a business?
The advice I can give to them is to dip into themselves and find out their passion. If they have passion in the business, they should follow that passion and decide to quit the job. But before they quit the job, there's some elements they have to be taken care of. They have to find out where they are going to get the startup capital, how they are going to they have to do the market research, whose customers they are going to serve, and which needs and the wants of the customers they want to sell their products or services to, and also identify their products, where they are going to get them, the supply chain, and the location where they are going to locate themselves. And also, they should also start also discussing as the mothers and the wives. They need to consult their families if they have support of their families also, because they have to come on board with their families. So then after gathering all those informations, so then they decided to quit their job. But they have first of all identify all that the market research, the resource of fund, the customers, the product and services. And also they should know the policies of where they want to start a business, the government policies, how and when and how to start a business, because not everyone can just go and jump into the business without fulfilling the government requirements.
You said one of the things that they should do early on before they start the business is to talk it over with their family and see whether they have their support. What do you find generally is the attitude of men toward women working in Rwanda?
Before, now the things are getting improved. Before, the men was not and didn't understand how the women can go and start a business by their own. Always they wanted to have the hands-on. So someone who is backing after, and they want just to have the hands-on the business, and they have even the skills to run the business. But now things are changing. Because the women kept showing that they are capable of doing their own businesses. But again, they need the approval of their families, especially the husbands, because if you want to use like savings, or if you want to get a loan, you have to agree on that with your husband. Otherwise, he may not allow you to use the savings or get a loan or give you time to go and run your business. Because there's some men who want their wives to stay homestay moms. So going to start a business can be the issue. And once you don't have peace at home, if you don't have a good relationship with your husband or your kids, it can affect you or it can impact you negatively regarding doing business, the business you want to do. So it's better to consult and agree on everything you want to do in business with your husband, if you have any, or your kids, or your parents, if you have any, so that they support you and facilitate you to run your business successfully.
Because I guess if not, it's really an uphill battle.
Yeah.
I think the number one reason why people are afraid to leave their job and start a business is financial. You talked about the husband having to sign for the loan. Did I understand that correctly?
No, they don't sign. These days they don't sign. But if you want a loan in the bank, you have to provide the collateral. So, and the collateral is you share the collateral with your husband. If you have a property, you want the guarantee you take to the bank. Most of the time, it's commonly shared with your husband. So your husband has to sign for you.
Well, that makes sense if what I hear you saying is that you're going to put that up as collateral, because that would have to be done here too, generally, is that if you both own the house, then, and you're going to take out a loan on the house, for instance, then you would have to both sign.
Yeah, it's the same thing in Rwanda.
Same thing.
Yes.
Now, of course, they can go into a lot of different types of businesses, but give us a feeling for, in Rwanda, the kind of business that you see going up and being established.
We have different industries in Rwanda, business industries in Rwanda. There's no limitation that you are a woman, you don't do that is such a kind of business. So you find business in different sectors of business in Rwanda. So you can find the women in the industry, in the services, in the factories, they have industries. So there's no limitation of women, of being a woman in Rwanda, so that there's no any limitation. That's what the good thing we have in Rwanda. For our government is encouraging everyone, it's equally. Men can do it and as women can do it. There's no restrictions for women.
Well, that's good. How do they do their marketing? Do you teach them marketing in the program that you're doing for the schooling?
Yes, they have to do marketing. Otherwise, not many people will know what they are selling. So they have to have marketing content. So we teach them how to market their businesses. And also, because if you don't market their businesses, their competitors will do the same. So they have to make known their products or services so that people may come or should come and buy from themselves, from their businesses. Yeah.
I'm sure they have the same problem that women business owners and most business owners have around the world, and that is when things start to grow, how do they deal with the administrative duties?
When they start to grow, the important thing they have to look at is to have a team or review their structure, business structure, because they need qualified employees to help them. Because you can't, as the business owner, you can't do all the work from your businesses. You need a strong team which will help you, who will help you to grow with you and understand the business, understand what you do your businesses, so that they help you to expand. And also you have to secure the financial part, so you can be able to finance any form of a structure you have in your businesses. Another point I want to mention is you have to set up your mind and be aware what you are doing and have the business plan, understand your business plan, where you are going. Then you follow the business plan, which will help you in the implementation of your goals in terms of the growth of a business. So
what are probably the three most important lessons that you have learned about starting a business as you have worked with women?
The lesson I have learned is to be courageous, patient, and more understandable, because not everyone I come across or I facilitate has the same understanding, has the same level of education. So I have to be patient and identify my strength and weakness, and not being shy of giving a room myself for improvement. So yeah, and because I sometimes I teach women who has more knowledge than me, and that's what I like the most. I learn from them, they learn from me. So I have to have that room of listening to them and also learn from them, so that I can be complete, to be able to build myself, to help me build myself, build my business career, and also as a mother and a wife, because we don't share, especially businesses, we share our life experience in general as a women, business women. Our family, our home issues, how we balance our family time and our business time. So the lesson I have learned is, again, is it's the integrity.
You have been in this role for quite a few years. How long has it been?
6 years now.
6 years. What do you find, and I think this would be true for any business, but what do you find are the biggest challenges for people? The hardest things for them?
The hardest thing is, first is communication. How they communicate, how they express themselves, how they market their products and businesses, how they deal with their customers, how effectively, how they deal with their suppliers and or the financial institutions. And another challenge is financial part. Once you have a dream, when you have a market and you don't have the capacity to supply your clients or to meet the needs of your customers, so that time it's very challenging when you see the competitors are taking your customers because you don't have the capacity to supply to satisfy the supply of your customers.
And it isn't always just financial. If I remember when I've talked to other Rwandan women entrepreneurs, sometimes the problem is simply getting the products or the supplies that you need from other countries.
Yeah, that's a big challenge because Rwanda is underlocked. Everything we have to import from other countries. So it takes time. It takes it's risky sometimes and costly. So the supply also you have to take care of that, because you have to recognize or plan ahead how you can get your product ahead of time, so that when your customers need them, they can find them in your inventory.
Looking on a global overall basis, what is your biggest tip for entrepreneurs today?
The biggest tip is to be always updated with the changes. Yeah, because the world is changing these days, especially so the COVID-19, how has changed, the COVID-19 has changed everything. So you have to be updated and try to cope according to the situation, how the situation is going on, and have it's to be a quick thinker and to be flexible for the change.
Are a lot of women entrepreneurs working remotely today in Rwanda?
Yes, most of them, they work remotely, and because the movement, there's no free movements, and even though there are free movements, the other other issues you have to deal with regarding especially this pandemic. Yeah, it's so challenging, very challenging. But the tip I can give is to stay updated with the changes and set up the best strategies to deal with those issues arriving unplanned.
How is the internet over there?
I can say it's like 70%. It is improving, and now I think we have 4G. But not everyone can afford it. But it's, yeah, I can say when every day there's an improvement. The government try to invest much to work with the internet providers, try to increase the high-speed internet and at not high cost. So the internet, I think I can say that it's getting better now to compare to the past years.
Now, July is usually graduation month. Have you got some people who are going to be graduating?
No, as I said, we have the challenges of this COVID-19 pandemic. The government of Rwanda started giving the vaccine not long ago, and the women are still trying to get the vaccine, and the U.S. embassy have been closed for quite time, and now they are open. But the appointment visas, I think December. Yeah, so Dr. Terinis is working on that to see if we may have it in October or November this year. But this July, it won't be possible.
What would you say is the percent of people who are vaccinated?
I think more than 100,000 people are vaccinated now. I myself received the vaccine, the 2 doses of vaccine. So many people are getting vaccinated. Probably by November, our PTB graduates 2021, I think most all of them will be already have their vaccines, so they can be able to travel. But again, the challenges with the U.S. embassy to give them the appointment visas, because they give appointment visas according to the numbers who has applied for it. So we need a special treatment so that they give us maybe the special date for the interview to get those entry visas.
Interesting. My last question is, what do you think is best about the lifestyle of an entrepreneur?
The best style of an entrepreneur is to feel confident, knowing herself, be herself, and look at herself as entrepreneur, women entrepreneur.
And what do you think is the biggest advantage of just being an entrepreneur?
It's because you become your own boss. You are self-financial officer. So you are financially independent. You decide what you do with your money. You decide, you have a voice in the among other people. You employ, you can contribute or share, especially in Rwanda, in Africa, where you have responsibility of helping others who are helpless. So you have that freedom of using your money by helping others, and also sustain your family. If your husband is not doesn't have enough, because we are used to know that the men are the ones providing for the families. So when you can provide for your family, you feel, oh yes, I'm happy, and I'm confident, I'm proud of myself for being able to sustain or facilitate or help other people financially.
Well, that's fantastic. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Something to add is just to thank you for this great opportunity given to share my experience as a country facilitator, and also to thank you for the great work you do. I follow you, your podcasting. I learned a lot from the other people you give the interview to. And also to thank Dr. Terry Nis, the founder and the CEO of Institute for Economic Empowerment of Women and the P3 Business Program, the opportunity she given me and the trust to let me be the country facilitator, which I have gained a lot through the teachings, because when you teach, you learn, you do research, and also get the opportunity to network with other women in Rwanda and the USA. I have more friends, which I greet those who are going to watch me on this interview. And yeah, thank you so much, and God bless you, and keep doing what you are doing.
Well, you have made such a difference in the lives of so many women. You yourself have been the role model, and I really appreciate everything that you do. I know it isn't always easy. I know it has probably even more challenges than you talked about, but it's wonderful that you're taking your time, your energy, everything that you do to make life better for other people. It's great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.